Hey, this is Corey from Wolfpack Woodcraft. In today's video, we're going to be talking about 12 camping Christmas gift ideas, all of which are inside my personal stocking. Now, I gave myself two rules when making this video. Rule number one, everything had to fit inside this stocking. That way, I'm not recommending or suggesting the same 12 things that I always recommend. It had to be small, it had to fit inside this stocking, which really got me thinking about different things. And number two is I had to make it as inexpensive as possible. I wanted to make sure that everybody could afford at least one thing inside this stocking, if not everything inside the stocking. And so let's jump into it and go over the 12 things. Before you ask, I know everyone's going to ask, this is a tactical stocking. Went zombie themed with the patches. Now, I will leave links to everything I mentioned, including the stocking, in the description box down below. Those are affiliate links. They do help the channel a lot. You do not have to buy what I link to. You can buy whatever you want, and every single thing you purchase, I do get credit for, and I appreciate everyone that uses those links. I appreciate you a lot because it really helps this channel. But jumping into the stocking itself, there's a little pouch in the front here that I want to start with because they kind of spoil things on the inside if I don't. First thing is a gift card. All right, so the gift card is great. You can get them for Cabela's, Fleet Farm, REI, wherever their favorite camping place is, and then they can either buy something that they enjoy or they can buy something, they'll have extra cash for something that they've been saving up for. The other thing with a gift card is you can wrap it in duct tape or Gorilla Tape. I use Gorilla Tape. And so even after the gift card's spent, there's no money left on it. It's still a great piece of kit because, like I said, you can wrap different kinds of tape around the outside. And then it's easier to carry this than it is those big giant rolls of tape. And so this is much smaller, much easier to carry. And so the gift card itself is nice because it can be used for other things, but that extra cash that you put on it will really go a long way to somebody that's been saving up for something bigger that you probably can't afford to give as a gift. And so gift cards are a really great option. Next is lighters. A Bic Lighter. There's a lot of dollar stores and cheap junk lighters out there. Bic, you can't go wrong with a Bic lighter. And make sure to get colors that are really bright. The orange, the pink, the yellow, the really bright colors, so that if I drop it on the ground, it's easier for me to find and pick up again. Or if I set it down somewhere, I can find it because it's easy to see because the high visibility colors. And so go with the Bic brand, not the cheaper ones. A Bic lighter is what you're looking for. Next is Japanese rust erasers. These things are awesome. If you have any kind of imperfections or surface rust or anything on your knives, this will literally erase it right off. I use this to polish my knives. I use this to clean up everything. These are really good. They come in a combo pack. They come in medium and fine. We'll leave links to the combo pack, but if you can only afford one, if you only want one, I would go with the fine. I use the fine way more than the medium. And so if you only want one, go with the fine, but I highly recommend both. So now jumping into the stocking itself. Go quick access zipper here. We have a Lucy light. Now the one that I linked to is going to look different than this one. This one I've had for years and years and years. My son used to use it as a night light when we first started camping. I use it on every single camping trip. This is what I use to light up my tent. You can see it's very small and compact. There are no batteries, so you don't have to replace batteries. There's no extra cost to this thing. It's just solar. So you hook it to the outside of your backpack. You put it in your window while you're driving to camp. You hook it to the outside of your tent, and then all day long that solar charges the internal battery. And then at night you blow it up. And then bam, you have a lantern. And it just has low, high, blink, and that's it. It's very simple, very easy to use. It did not come with a carabiner. I had to add that on there so I could clip it to things. but I really like this light. And then at the end of the weekend, when you're all done camping, you just deflate it. Bam, small and compact again. And like I said, you put it on the outside of your pack. It's because of the rubber, it's waterproof-ish. It can handle the rain. You're not going to want to submerge it, but it can handle a little bit of rain. So even if it's on the outside of your pack and it starts to rain a little bit, you still don't have to worry about this. Or if it's on the outside of your tent, it starts to rain a little bit, this thing is nice. I really like this light a lot, if you couldn't tell. Next is Paracord. You're going to use a ton of paracord. If you've been camping and you've been practicing different skills, you know how important cordage is. And so paracord can go a long way. You can use it as a ridge line. You can use it for making different things. You can use it for tying things together, carrying things. There's a lot. If you have duct tape and cordage, you can make almost anything. And you can fix literally everything. They are amazing, amazing tools. The other thing that I like about cordage or paracord is you can buy it in different lengths. And so this is a big chunk of cordage here, but you can buy smaller packages with less cordage that are easier to carry, lighter to carry. So think of that too. So we talked about Bic lighters. Bic lighter is very important. This here is an Exotac case that goes over a Bic lighter. And so there is a Bic lighter inside of here that you replace. As soon as the fuel runs out, you take this one out and put a new one in. The inside of here has a brown Bic lighter. And the reason that it doesn't matter, I would never recommend buying a brown Bic lighter, but because I was putting it in this case, it didn't matter because the case itself is orange. And not only is it orange and easy to see, but it floats. And so if you drop it in the lake, you drop it in the river, it'll float so that you can see it, go get it. It's completely waterproof. It completely protects your lighter. I put the paracord on here so that I wouldn't lose the lid. But this thing is awesome. It also has a feature that holds down the gas button. And so I can hold it and I can get into tinder bundles. I can get into different fire lays so that I can light them without burning my thumb, or I can reach just that little bit further. So this thing is really nice. I don't use it all the time, but there are lots of times where I build a teepee and I have the tinder way inside and I put it a little bit too far. It's nice being able to get that reach in there. And if it's stormy, raining, gross outside, it's nice to have this as well. So that is another really great option. Next is a spork. This is a Uco Switch. This is my new favorite eating utensil. It is a spoon, a fork, a little knife, but the cool thing is they go together, and then it is a long-handled utensil. So if you're eating Mountain House or dehydrated meals out of the bag, you can reach down to the bottom and eat all those meals with the long handle. Or if you're just eating a traditional meal, you have a spoon and a fork, so you can stir your coffee or your drink or your tea or whatever, eat with the fork. It's a really cool little set. It's very small and compact, lightweight. I really, really like this. Like I said, this is my new favorite eating utensil. And what do we have next? Let's pull that out, make sure I don't forget anything. Alright, next is Altoid tins. The mints themselves, you can enjoy those if you enjoy that thing, but the container is where it's at. So inside here, I have another Bic Lighter, yellow. Another thing that you can get them outside of this is waterproof matches or a Ferro Rod. I lump these together because not everybody likes using Ferro Rods. And so Ferro Rods or stormproof matches are another good option to have. But going back to the Altoids tin, the tin itself is a great option. And so again, you have the mints inside that you can enjoy. And then once the mints are gone, this tin holds everything really well, really tight. And so you can have multiple things in here. You can have a fire kit. You can have tinders in here. They come in different flavors, which means different colors. So here I have red and like a green. In here I just have fat wood and some split rings. But the tins, you can YouTube Altoid survival kits, Altoid EDC kits. There's people that put a lot of stuff in these little tins. And so again, once you eat the mints, instead of throwing this away, just like the gift cards, don't throw the gift card away. Don't throw the tin away. Use them for other purposes. Next, we have a sharpener. This is a Falkneven DC4 sharpening stone. It has a diamond side, a coarse diamond side, and then a 1000 grit ceramic side. I pretty much only use the 1000 grit ceramic side for touching up my blades. It's very small, compact. It can come with you on every single trip. And while you're sitting around the fire, while you're sitting there at night not knowing what to do, you can just touch up that edge of your knife and then have it perfect, razor sharp for the next day. I really like this little sharpening stone. Again, I use it all the time. It's with me on every single camping trip. Next is a large ferro rod. Now this one, I put a split ring on here. I put Gorilla Tape as a handle so that I can get a good grip on it while I'm scraping it with my scraper. Large ferro rods last forever. If you know how to use them, they can last a long time. And having a big one's really nice because you can really get a lot of sparks at once. And so it's really easy to learn how to use a ferro rod. It's really easy to start a fire when the conditions aren't that great, when it's wet, rainy, windy, nasty outside. A large ferro rod makes it really easy to start a fire. So a large ferro rod is my next one. And then last but not least is a little canister stove. Now this thing is small, super small. It's about the size of a quarter of the stove itself. But this screws onto a canister. It's made out of titanium, so not only is it light because it's so tiny, it's light because it's made out of titanium. And this thing is really handy to have. All you need is a canister, and you put this on there and you can cook whatever it is you need to cook, and it can hold quite large pots. I've used this with a Sea to Summit Seagull pot. I've used it with a nesting cup. I've used it with a canteen cup. I've used this thing with a lot of different containers or cooking containers, pots and pans, and it works with all of them. And so for being so small and compact and easy to carry, it really can do a lot of work. And I really like it, and not only that, it's very affordable as well. So this teeny tiny little thing that weighs close to nothing really is one of my favorite stoves. So that is my 12 camp items for Christmas gifts. If you include the stocking too, that's 13. But let me know in that comment section, what was your favorite gift you ever got? Out of all your years of life, what was the one thing that when you got, you were just blown away? Let me know in that comment section. And then make sure to click on this video here to get more suggestions and more videos about the outdoors.